Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news. All right, folks, let's dive into what's been happening around the Pittsburgh Steelers lately, because honestly, if you're a diehard fan like me, you've probably felt that the air is different. There's a buzz, a sense that something significant is on the horizon for this team, and I think we're all eager to see how this unfolds in the coming weeks and months. The Steelers, as always, remain one of the most talked about franchises in the NFL, not just because of their rich history, 6 Super Bowl titles, a legacy built on grit and resilience, but also because of the ongoing developments in their roster, coaching strategies, and the overall direction of the team. Now, before we get into the specifics, let's remind ourselves of the current landscape of the AFC North, because it's as competitive as ever. The Bengals, Ravens, and Browns are all making moves, and each team is trying to find that perfect combination of talent and chemistry to take the division crown. But what's really interesting is how the Steelers are positioning themselves within this mix, especially with some recent rumors circulating that could shake up the division in a big way. There's talk about new trades, potential draft picks, and even some coaching changes that could influence the team's strategy for the upcoming season. The Steelers have always been known for their strong defense, a hallmark that's been part of their identity since the days of the Steel Curtain. That's not changing anytime soon, but what's new is the focus on reinvigorating the offense. We've seen some interesting moves this offseason, signings, draft picks, and some promising young players stepping up. For instance, the Steelers have been investing heavily in their offensive line, aiming to give their quarterback, whoever it may be, more time and space to work with. This is crucial because in today's NFL, a strong offensive line can turn a good quarterback into a great one, and Pittsburgh is clearly aware of that. Speaking of quarterbacks, there's been a lot of speculation around whether Kenny Pickett will take that next step this season. The rookie out of Pitt showed flashes last year, and with a year of experience under his belt, many believe he could become the franchise guy sooner rather than later. The organization has been supportive, giving him the weapons and the coaching staff needed to succeed, but just as important as the quarterback is the overall team chemistry. The Steelers have a core of seasoned veterans mixed with young talent, creating a perfect storm for a potential playoff run. And let's not forget about the defense, something that's always been the backbone of the Steelers. The team's front seven is arguably one of the best in the league, with players like TJ Watt, who remains a game changer on the edge. Watt's health and performance are critical because when he's at his best, he can disrupt any offense. Behind him, the Steelers' linebacker core and secondary are also looking to tighten up, especially after some promising offseason additions and young players stepping into bigger roles. If the defense can stay healthy and aggressive, it could be the key to securing more wins in a tough AFC landscape. Now, moving beyond the roster, let's talk about the coaching staff. Mike Tomlin's leadership continues to be a defining factor for the Steelers. The man is a master at getting the most out of his players, and his track record speaks for itself, no losing seasons in over a decade. There's been some chatter about whether the team might consider some adjustments or new strategies, especially offensively, but Tomlin's proven time and again that he's a master at adapting and overcoming obstacles. His ability to motivate and organize this team is one of the reasons why so many fans remain hopeful for another deep playoff run. But of course, we all know that the NFL is a league of constant change. Rumors swirl around every offseason, and this year is no different. Recently, there's been talk about potential trades that could bring fresh talent to Pittsburgh. Some insiders suggest the Steelers might be eyeing a veteran wide receiver to bolster their passing game, especially with some of their young receivers still developing. Others speculate about trades involving defensive linemen or linebackers aiming to strengthen specific areas on the defense. The draft is also approaching, and many fans are eager to see who the Steelers will target, whether it's a top-tier offensive lineman, a speedy running back, or a promising linebacker to add depth. But what's most exciting for us as Steelers fans is that the team's front office has shown a clear focus on building a balanced, competitive squad. They're not just relying on their historic reputation, they're actively making moves, analyzing their roster, and trying to find that perfect blend of experience and youth. Every offseason move, every draft pick, every strategy discussion is ultimately aimed at getting that coveted Super Bowl ring once again. And if we look at their recent history, they've always been a team capable of bouncing back from setbacks. Remember, just a few seasons ago, many doubted their chances after some rough patches, but they kept fighting, kept improving, and eventually made it back to the playoffs. In terms of expectations for this upcoming season, the Steelers are aiming high. The division will be fierce and every game matters. They know that to compete with the Ravens' dynamic offense, the Bengals' explosive playmakers, and the Browns' physical style of football, they need to be at their best. That means staying healthy, executing plays flawlessly, and perhaps most importantly, maintaining that steel resolve that the franchise is renowned for. Fans are optimistic, and I think the team's leadership shares that same confidence. The new additions, combined with the development of key players, could be the recipe for a season that sees Pittsburgh competing deep into January. It's also interesting to consider how the Steelers' recent history influences their current mindset. They've always been a team that values resilience and toughness, traits that have carried them through tough times in the past. The organization's culture is rooted in a kind of gritty perseverance, and that's what sets them apart. Even during periods of rebuilding, the Steelers have managed to stay competitive, often surprising critics with their ability to adapt and overcome adversity. That's a mindset that will be vital this season, especially with the AFC North's level of competitiveness. Looking at the bigger picture, the NFL landscape is shifting. New playoff formats, the rise of young star quarterbacks, and evolving offensive schemes make every season unpredictable. But for Steelers fans, that unpredictability just adds to the excitement. The team's long history of success, combined with their current roster and coaching staff, makes them a team to watch in 2024. They're not just looking to make the playoffs, they're aiming for a deep run, possibly their 7th Super Bowl title. And with every passing day, as new rumors, signings, and developments unfold, the anticipation only grows stronger. Now, I want to highlight some key players to watch this season. Kenny Pickett, as I mentioned, is the focal point of the offense. His development could be the difference between a solid season and something truly special. The offensive line, which has been revamped in some areas, will be crucial in providing him the protection he needs. The running game, led by Najee Harris, is also expected to take a step forward, especially with the improved blocking up front. Harris is one of those backs who can wear down defenses with his power and vision, and if he can stay healthy, he'll be a vital weapon. On the defensive side, TJ Watt remains the anchor. His ability to rush the passer and create turnovers is unmatched. But the secondary also needs to step up, especially with some new faces trying to make an impact. Minkah Fitzpatrick, the star safety, will continue to be a playmaker, but the other positions need to gel quickly. If the defense can force turnovers and create short fields, it will give the offense the boost it needs to score consistently. And let's not forget about the coaching staff, particularly Mike Tomlin. His leadership is a constant, and his ability to get the best out of his players can often be the difference in close games. Tactically, he's known for his adaptability, which is essential in today's NFL where game plans must evolve week to week. His experience in high-pressure situations will be vital as the Steelers navigate a tough schedule and the ever-changing landscape of the league. Now, for us fans, this season feels like a new chapter. The excitement of potential breakthroughs, the hope of returning to the Super Bowl, and the pride in seeing our team fight every yard on the field. The Steelers are a team that embodies resilience, grit, and a relentless pursuit of excellence. And honestly, with the way they've been working in the offseason, adding pieces here, developing players there, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a team that surprises even the most optimistic fans. The AFC North is stacked, no doubt, but the Steelers have a history of overcoming odds, and I believe they're ready to do it again. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. So in summary, what can we expect? Well, the Steelers are positioning themselves for a serious push this year. They're focused on both sides of the ball, making strategic moves to strengthen their roster and instilling that unwavering mentality that has defined the franchise for decades. The division will be tough. The AFC is loaded with talent, but Pittsburgh has the pieces, the coaching, and the culture to make a real run. And let's be honest, the fans' optimism has never been higher in recent years. The feeling that this could be the season they finally get back to the Super Bowl or at least make a deep playoff run is palpable. Every game, every play, every moment will be crucial, and I know we'll all be glued to our screens cheering them on. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Do you believe this is the year they finally break through? Are you excited about the new players, the coaching strategies, or the division battles? Whatever your thoughts, I want to hear them because this is a community that thrives on passion and shared love for the black and gold. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news. We're in this together, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for our team. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and as always, go Steelers.